It is official. We have some big news out of the Senate in regards to the first of the two stimulus packages focused on infrastructure. And where do we stand with that massive reconciliation bill that Chuck Schumer said he would be bringing immediately? All of the latest updates in this video. Let's get right into it. But quickly, welcome to the channel. Thank you so much for joining me once again. I hope you're having a nice day so far. If you haven't done so yet, or if you're new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button right down below the video, as I'm back every single day to keep you updated with all of this new information that continues to come out on a regular basis every single day. Not only that, it is finally time to start moving forward with additional stimulus and or permanent raises to benefits like Social Security, SSDI, SSI, VA, retirement benefits, RRB, and all of that in addition to other stimulus programs for the low income and fixed income beneficiaries. So if you like the sound of that, make sure to hit the subscribe button right down below the video. Feel free to share this one with your friends, family, social media. And remember, I am back every single day to help out anybody in this community in any way that I possibly can. And of course, anybody else out there who hasn't quite found this community yet, but inevitably they will someday, right? So thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Let's talk through this. It has been a very busy day already. Well, if you saw my video from earlier today, I said, today the Senate is holding their final vote on the first of the two stimulus packages. This one is focused on infrastructure. Well, just shortly after I published that video this morning, they held their pivotal votes and it passed. Sorry, I didn't mean to leave you in suspense for like a half a second right there. But yes, it did pass. That is the final vote in the Senate now. This is the one that we've been waiting for literally weeks and weeks, and it continues to get delayed time and time again. It is done. It's done and over with. They cast their final votes, and it is no longer in the Senate. It is done. It's a done deal in the Senate. It has passed the Senate. So the votes came in 69 to 30. So what's actually interesting about that, over the last couple of days here, as they've been hosting some of these practice votes, like the procedural votes, they've been getting anywhere between about 67, 68 votes. Well, this one came in at 69. So they actually picked up another person even. So it passed. They only needed 60 votes, and they certainly got 69. So it's a done deal. It is not law yet, though, okay? It is not going to the president right now to turn into law, but rather it's going to the House of Representatives, where Nancy Pelosi is expected to hold it until she gets the second portion of the deal, which is this massive reconciliation bill, which we'll talk about more here in just a second. So yes, Nancy Pelosi has said she's going to wait for this big one until she actually brings the other one to the House, to the floor in the House, where they can actually hold some votes on it. Now here's the thing. There's kind of a lot of chaos going on in the House right now. There are all the progressives that have all their own ideas and everything that they want to approach, as well as Nancy Pelosi only has a very, very slim margin in the House. Let me tell you the numbers, just because you probably want to, keep note of this. There are 220 Democrats in the House. There are 212 Republicans in the House, and there are 3 vacancies. In other words, Nancy only has a very, very small margin, just a handful of people. Yeah, it's very, very small. So she needs to kind of thread the needle on this thing to make sure that she can get all the votes, because assuming she would get 0 votes from Republicans, if she loses just a couple of votes there in the House, that's going to be a bad thing. So, yeah, Nancy, she's got to thread the needle on this thing anyway. All right. So now let's talk about the reconciliation bill. Now, the reconciliation bill is what Chuck Schumer has said that he would bring to the floor immediately after the passing of the first package. And he did. So the celebrations of the passing and the final votes of this first package were actually very short-lived. In fact, Chuck Schumer brought the reconciliation or the budget resolution shortly thereafter, and just like he said that he would. So now he also made a statement and said that this 2-track strategy is proceeding full steam ahead. So he's pretty confident that these things are running down 2 separate tracks right now, like 2 trains, and they are running parallel right now, and they are full steam ahead. So yeah, that's what he's doing. Now remember, let me show you this. This reconciliation bill, now I've showed you this before, this is nothing new, but I'm going to show you one more time. This reconciliation bill is the one where these 4 letters may just come into play. Now the 4 letters that I have here are One being from the House of Representatives calling on a fourth stimulus check and monthly recurring payments. We have another letter in there from the Senate, 21 senators calling on the president to support a $2,000 stimulus check plus monthly recurring payments. There's also a letter in there from 7 House Ways and Means Committee members calling on additional stabilizers and or stimulus checks in the next package. And there's also this other letter. I believe this is the one right on top. It's from a group of senators who are calling on the president to support SSI reform in this next package. So that is the SSI Restoration Act. That is where we are looking for them to expand the SSI, Supplemental Security Income Program, where beneficiaries would get additional benefits. Remember that? Boosting benefits to 100% of the federal poverty line. In fact, I believe it was yesterday, I had a video out talking about that specifically and all of the different benefits that would have within it if this the SSI actually does get reformed and they raise benefits to 100% of the federal poverty line. Now again, let me show you this one more time. I believe it's this top one. It should be this one right here. This is the one. This is the letter that they drafted, all of these senators, and they sent it over to the president. Now, here's the thing. Not only do they want to raise benefits to 100% of the federal poverty line, which would be $12,880 per year or $1,073 per month for beneficiaries. That would be a huge raise, by the way, from the current level of $794. Yeah, that's a big jump in benefits right there. $279 per month. Yeah, that's pretty nice, right? But not only that, they would also raise the resource limits for SSI beneficiaries to $10,000 as an individual or $20,000 as a married couple. They would also remove the marriage penalty. I've seen that one down in the comment section numerous times talking about the marriage penalty and how badly they need to remove that. Because realistically, if somebody is receiving SSI, well, I mean, many of you already know this. If you're receiving SSI and you get married, as a married couple, the SSI benefit is like $1,200. I mean, it's a little over that, but it's not much, right? So you go from $794 as an individual to like $1,200 something as a married couple. Well, I mean, does that make any sense? I mean, you're two people now. Shouldn't you get 2 times $794? That's what it would seem like, but no, you don't. It's actually a penalty to get married. So, I mean, that, they want to remove that. So this program hasn't been reformed. The last time it was reformed in any major way was in 1989. Well, that's a long time ago, I was born prior to 89, so I can say that it was a long time ago, right? I was a few years old by then. But yeah, my point is, it certainly needs some massive reform there to that program. So here we are. We are on the cusp of all of the good things coming out of this next reconciliation bill and what may actually be added into it. Now, here's the thing. Over the coming days and weeks, as I've been saying for a while now, it is going to get incredibly, incredibly busy. If you thought it was busy over the last couple days and few weeks here, talking about all this stuff coming out, that's going to be nothing. Seriously, that is going to be nothing compared to what we're going to see going forward. It's going to be an all-out brawl going forward with this next package. I mean, it's going to get hot and sweaty in here. Seriously, pull out your sweat rags or whatever you use, because seriously, it's going to get really intense here going forward because they have $3.5 trillion in this goodie bag. It's a goodie pot full of money, and they all need to come out and figure out how they want to spend it. So you better believe when they have about 270 people, roughly 270 people that are going to have their ideas and their plans and their perspectives and their ideologies of how this money should be spent, you better believe there's going to be a lot of people out there saying, this needs to be in and that needs to be in, that needs to go, and it's going to get hot and intense here going forward. So it's going to be very interesting to see what comes out of this thing. Now remember, over the last couple months here, we haven't seen a whole lot about this reconciliation bill simply because the main focus has been on the first package, the infrastructure package. But as I've said previously, I've said this probably about a month ago, I said, we need to get this first one out of the way. This one is like a huge hurdle. It's like a big roadblock. We need to get the infrastructure out of the way in order to open up the doors on the reconciliation bill. That's where we are now. It's out of the way. The hurdle, the roadblock has been moved. The big crane came in, picked up the hurdle, moved it out of the way. And they said, there you go. Everybody through traffic may now drive through. So that is where we are now. And the reconciliation bill is now open for business. And they are open for suggestions. So Let me know what you think. Should I start sending out a bunch of letters to these people like I did previously? I have those 3 letters, which I believe I have right here somewhere. Where do I have them? They're right here, I think. Let me show you really quickly. Just because I have them right here, why not show you? Right? So these 3 letters, these 3 guys that I drafted myself, I sent those out to a bunch of people throughout the Senate, throughout the House, the President, people like that. I sent a bunch of those letters out. However, I've only sent them out 1 time each. So now that the reconciliation bill is open for business, it makes me feel like, I don't know, should I start sending my letters out just like on a weekly basis, drop another stack in the mail? I mean, why not, right? I mean, worst case scenario, it costs me $40, $50 in postage. Who cares? You know what I mean? If it means that everybody here would get additional relief and stimulus checks and permanent raises to benefits, I couldn't care less what it costs me. That's not the point. The point is, if we get some relief and additional support for everybody in the community and everybody who's struggling so badly right now, it would certainly be worth it, right? So let me know your thoughts on that. If I should maybe start sending those out. I've been debating maybe even drafting another one. You just never know. But here's the thing. Let's say that these people, these lawmakers, right, the people in Congress, they go to their office and all of a sudden they look at their mailbox and they have like 10 letters in there. They're going to think, oh wow, look at that. Check it out. I'm pretty popular. And then they open them all up and they're they're all from me. They're going to be like, who is this guy? You know what I mean? But you never know. That's how you get action sometimes. That is how you get results, is sometimes you just relentless action, relentless persistent action, time and time and time again. And eventually it pays off. I've said it so many times. Persistence pays off. So maybe that's the next step in what we need to do here, is to really just continue to remind these people on a regular basis, every single week going forward. We need some additional support here. So we don't know how long this thing is actually going to last. It could take, a matter of a handful of days. If they just so wanted to, it could be jammed through really, really fast. Otherwise, they could milk this thing out through the end of the year. I mean, seriously, nobody knows at this point. They just opened up the books on this thing essentially yesterday morning, and now officially they've opened up the books on this thing hardcore. And so, it's just, it's a wild card at this point. So I will keep you updated on all this, but I wanted to bring you back the latest updates out of the Senate as of today. It is official. It has passed. It is done and over with as far as the first portion. Now it is time to move on to the second one, right? All right. So hope you enjoyed this update. I will keep you posted. I'll see you again later with another video and more information. Just remember, I'm here to help out in any way I can. Enjoy your day, and I will catch you